Jai Guruji. So our stay at Bikaner was we owe to Guruji. Now my husband had a beautiful tenure in Bikaner. I had a beautiful time over there. And in Bikaner I also got the opportunity, I was told to take over being the principal of a little school over there. And that 2+ years I was principal and really enjoyed my tenure, and my children did very well, and we earned a lot of praise during my work. I really have something to cherish about my tenure as principal in Bikaner. All the ORs, all the helpers, all the officers, everybody was really looking up to me. Beautiful tenure. Now, while our time in Bikaner was on, and my husband least expected that he would get that prestigious course which is NDC, which is for one in a many that you get that seat for NDC, a prestigious course after Brigadier, and where only the top merit people make it, along with officers of every other country coming in to join in that course. Guruji gave the hint. फिर इधर बात है दिल्ली आना, दिल्ली अब हमको कौन देगा, Delhi. We thought NDC, sir, the juniors would always say, sir, you will get NDC. My husband said, no, I'm not likely to get it, because there's another prestigious course which he had refused earlier, which he got, which is quite a stepping stone towards going for NDC. He had refused it, and so he never expected. But there comes his name figuring in the list, NDC. Really prestigious. So Bikaner stay was tremendous from every angle, and every time used to thank Guruji for all that. Besides that, huge nice big house we had over there. We had lovely lawns, and I had done a lot of work on the lawns, a lot of vegetables growing, a lot of work and attention was paid on the upkeep and maintenance and the gardens. Now whenever I would go to Delhi to be with Guruji, I mean somehow made that possible, which I was sharing the other day with the Sangat, how I used to catch overnight train or used to go by car, travel. I made things in such a manner, the working out, that I could go and come back in good time over the weekend. Now comes one of the times when I got some calls coming in from people, and auntie, you're there at Bikaner? I said, yes. They said, oh auntie, acha. When did you go there? When are you coming? They will ask questions. So Sangat. So I said, what happened? They said, Guruji has been there. I said, no, we are still waiting for Guruji, hasn't come as yet. Acha, auntie, but Guruji is saying, जाओ बीकानेर घूम के आओ, आंटी अंकल दा टॉर देख के आओ, जरा पता चलू तानू लगू की टॉर है, उन्हां दा देख के आओ, गार्डन देख, उन्हां दा घर देख. I mean, can you think Guruji is sitting there in Delhi in Empire State and he is sending people to Bikaner? जाओ अंकल की शान देखो, अंकल का घर देखो. क्योंकि यहाँ तो uncle is sitting so simply, I mean, in front of Guruji we are not sitting and making any big thing out of our postings or about our rank or position. There we are just not having any display of any sort. Now he is telling people, ki go and see this disciple of mine. You know who he is? He is a very big person. Go and see. He is sending people to us, Sangat. Amongst them, one of them was also General Garewal, old time with Guruji. In fact, there's another Sangat disciple. They were going to Nepal for a holiday, and Guruji is telling them ਛੱਡੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨੇਪਾਲ ਜਾਓ, ਮਲਹੋਤਰਾ ਅੰਕਲ ਦੇ ਜਾਓ, ਉਧਰ ਠਹਿਰੋ, ਉਧਰ ਦੇਖੋ ਜਰਾ. They did not listen to Guruji. They still went to, as scheduled, to Nepal. But they told us later. And they also shared with us an incident that happened in Nepal, if I'm not wrong, it's Nepal, that they had a frightful experience in Nepal. And they say thanks to Guruji that somehow we managed to get out. So why they related to me was that that's why Guruji was telling us. He was trying to avoid our going to Nepal and he wanted us to come here. So this is how Guruji, the knower, the doer of everything happening in the world from one corner to another, sitting there in one place, but the whole world over he knows what is happening, with whom, where, what time, everything Guruji knows. Then I will take you again to, as I said about the driver, how the driver was chosen by Guruji, like so good. I had no problem coming, going. In fact, he would do a lot of seva. He would go to the Bada Mandir and do a lot of seva over there. So not only was he looking after me, but he was also looking after whoever was going along with me. Now, they had a problem with their child. That child was a little handicapped and he could not speak, which I came to know when I went for some welfare. And at the welfare it was told to me that this child is a little handicapped. I said, whose child is it? They said, your driver's child. I said, God. And he's never told me. Then I told him, I said, you come in, sit before Guruji, and I'm sure that you're believing in Guruji, then don't stand out, come in. And he used to come in. He used to matha teko and then be back on his duty. If Guruji would ask him to sit, he would sit for some time. And sure enough, this child got all right. What a big blessing it was. What a combination of so many things happening. All this is thanks to Guruji. Now comes another moment. I got an urgent call one day that your father is not well and he is hospitalized once again. He is now in army hospital and I just thought I must tell you. Now remember, I was the principal of the school. And remember, my husband was commander and we can't just suddenly leave from there and go. Secondly, it was on a weekend. This news came, I think Thursday or Friday. This news came. The coming week, our the chief's wife was coming to Bikaner. And for her, we had to put up, means both chief and wife, we had to keep them engaged and had a lot of plans of what all we had to do. The husband, of course, would be busy in the official and we had to keep the wife busy. So we had to have a special arrangement at the ladies' club and other things. Besides that, I had to do things in the school too because she may visit the school. So I was mighty busy and I get the news and Friday I try to do as much as I can, and of course I have to make a dash for going to see my father. But I planned it such that at least let me give out the duties and jobs to people about what I want, what I don't want. And then I'm gone in the weekend. So I mean, it's not a small thing, and actually never and never can you take off. You have to prepare so much, everything in place. But now, of course, because my father was not well and I had to go, so I had to go and explain it to people that you have to put up here like this has to be done like this, the seating has to be like this is what we are going to present, everything. And so I went I think Monday and Tuesday. Probably I just have 2 days before that visit. So it was utterly important that I have to be back, and Monday and Tuesday are so crucial. So I cannot overstay, in Delhi. So I booked my ticket back for Bikaner from Delhi already. Went to the hospital, saw Daddy, went to Guruji, spent the night over there, and now I was to come back, catch the train on Sunday night, reach Bikaner Monday morning. So this is one time, only one time that I have taken my seat already for going back return journey. I didn't wait for Guruji to tell me कि रुक जा, एक दिन रुक जा, 2 दिन रुक जा. I didn't wait. I said ये तो जाना ही जाना है. I have to be back. And then there's the visit of the chief. So I have to be back. So I didn't even think that I should be asking. I just took it. Now the time came for me to leave for my train. So when Guruji had called me, so I just mumbled. I said, Guruji, मेरा ट्रेन का टाइम इतने बजे है आज. I just mumbled because Guruji never asked me. I just blurted it out because I've got to tell Guruji because I am going. And Guruji looked so angrily and furiously at me and he said, फिर आएंगी? I said, हाँ जी Guruji. Means मैं फिर आऊँगी गुरुजी के पास, फिर आऊँगी दिल्ली. हाँ जी गुरुजी. I mean, that's what I replied. But actually speaking, I have ignored at that time that Guruji is angry. Anyways, that moment went by and हाँ जी करके I got out. Daddy नो मिलके जाएंगे? My God, I was running late. The train, I could have missed the train. But now Guruji is saying, Daddy नो मिलके जाएंगे? Because Daddy was in the army hospital, which is in the cantonment. I had to catch my train from the Kent. So in that state of Guruji asking me that question, I replied here, Hanji Guruji. Hanji Guruji karke, I went away. I was scratching my brain. I said, I'm late. I'll miss the train. So important for me to reach. And now Guruji says, ki milke jayengi? Now I have said to Guruji that I will, so I will. And so I quickly managed to reach the hospital, went to Daddy's room and saw him. He was all full of pipes here and pipes there, not in a great condition. But then I have come from Bikaner, I've got works in Bikaner, I have to go back. My mother is here, my other sisters are here. Of course, I know that they are also looking after. In any case, they are. So I went without any guilt, saw him and went away. I reached there in the morning, dressed up, went to the school first, went to the school. I knew I had to go and see the arrangement for the chief's wife's visit. I had to go and see all that for the ladies' club. And but I said before I'll go there, I had better see the school, what's happening. I went, opened my desk, just went around the classrooms, came back to the desk to do some important works before I go to the ladies' club. Just as I was once again opening my desk, the person on duty there, the runner, and he told me, Madam, आप प्लीज़ घर में फ़ोन कर लीजिए, आपके बहुत फ़ोन आ रहे हैं. ऐसे कहाँ से? This is from the gun house, that is the commander's house, which is a earmarked house. So I said okay. So I rang up. My son was there. He says, "Beta phone kar raha hai." I said, "Why is he ringing me up so many times?" So I rang back, and my son on the phone. He says, "Mama, go back to Delhi." I said, "Why? What happened?" He said, "Daddy passed away." God, I said, oh my God, I've barely started to do some work over here, and there it is. Just now, suddenly it clicked to me, why is Guruji so angry? He knew it. He knew it. Yet, Guruji has mercy on me. He's had that blessing and love for me that he still managed to tell me, Milke jayengi, and I did. And I was the last person to meet my father. And after I had left, I learnt about it from my family that he passed away early morning, before anybody could come and reach him. So I was the last. Guruji and Guruji and Guruji. I've just managed to see the arrangements, and that's about it. And back again to Delhi without any wastage of time. Gone that club, gone everything, which had no value now, of course. And straight away I've gone home. I've rung up my husband. I have to move back straight away to Delhi. And there I landed up back to Delhi. Guruji. Guruji the know-all. Guruji the giver. Guruji the doer. Guruji everything. Jai Guruji.